A little girl named Alice hides beneath her bed while two dangerous men threaten her father. One of the men whistles, and another suddenly stabs her father in the heart, killing him instantly. Alice watches everything in fear. Sadly, one of the killers discovers her and takes her away. Soon afterward, Alice is sold to a brothel by the criminals. Just as an old man is about to harm her, a man named Sang arrives and rescues her. It is revealed that Sang is a highly skilled professional assassin who trains future assassins. He decides to take Alice under his care and trains her to become an elite S-class assassin. Although she is still very young, her intense training gradually strengthens her determination to avenge her father's death. Years later, Alice finally tracks down one of the men connected to her father's murder. Just when she believes she has cornered him, she realizes she has walked into a trap. His men have already surrounded the house and are waiting for her. Unexpectedly, the man claims that he was not the one who killed her father. If he is telling the truth, then who is the real murderer? Fortunately, Sang arrives just as the man is about to torture Alice. He quickly eliminates every enemy in the building, including that man. After Alice grows into an adult, Sang decides to marry his former student. The two leave for their honeymoon and enjoy some peaceful time together. While they are having dinner, Sang receives an urgent phone call. A man tells him that one of his team members is in serious danger and desperately needs help. Without wasting a moment, Sang leaves to rescue him. Sometime later, Alice receives the heartbreaking news that Sang has been killed. She also learns that Sang had secretly been searching for her father's real killer all these years. He lost his life while trying to save one of his men, who had been taken hostage by the true murderer. Filled with anger, Alice demands to know where her father's real killer can be found. She heads to the location alone. When she arrives, she discovers that the place is packed with heavily armed gangsters. Taking them all down seems almost impossible. Despite the overwhelming odds, Alice uses her incredible assassin skills to defeat them one by one. Eventually, she reaches the gang leader's room. The leader is believed to be the man responsible for both her father's and Sang's deaths. This battle is even tougher because the men are much stronger than the others. Even so, Alice overcomes every one of them. In the end, she kills the gang leader using a rope. After wiping out the entire gang, Alice tries to escape. Before she can get away, a police tactical team arrives and surrounds the area. With no possible escape route, she is captured. However, the authorities have a different plan for her. After witnessing her incredible combat abilities, they decide not to send her to prison. Instead, Alice is recruited into a top-secret intelligence training program. The program is designed to create highly skilled, cold-blooded agents who assist the police by carrying out dangerous undercover missions. The agency performs plastic surgery on Alice to give her a completely new identity. One day, anesthetic gas is released into Alice's room. Instead of losing consciousness, she pretends to faint. When the guards enter to take her away, Alice suddenly attacks them. She tries to escape from the facility but cannot find a way out. The building is designed like a maze with many unexpected rooms. She first enters a ballet studio. From there, she accidentally walks into a kitchen where a cooking class is taking place. As the guards close in, she grabs one of the workers and uses them as a hostage. She then runs into a theater before ending up in a makeup room. Inside, a woman appears willing to help her escape and points her toward an exit. The woman jumps first and Alice immediately follows. However, the woman suddenly shoots Alice. The gunshot sends Alice crashing to the ground, but she survives. It is then revealed that the woman is Quan, the head of the intelligence agency's training program. Quan explains that the agency has staged Alice's death. She also reveals that Alice is pregnant. Quan offers her a deal. If Alice agrees to work as an intelligence agent for the next 10 years, she will be given her freedom afterward. With no better option, Alice accepts the offer. Before receiving her first mission, she undergoes extensive training. She learns everyday skills such as cooking, applying makeup, and acting. These lessons are meant to help her blend into society while carrying out undercover missions. A few months later, Alice gives birth to a baby girl named Ava. Since she is still in training, she raises Ava inside the facility. Along with everyday skills, Alice also receives intense combat training. During one training session, she faces an arrogant fighter who has just defeated her best friend. However, the woman is no match for Alice. Alice reads every attack with ease and quickly defeats her opponent. Several intelligence agency officials watch the match from a distance. One of them, Yun, seems to have developed feelings for Alice. After months of rigorous training, Alice finally receives her first mission. Her target is a skilled samurai. The two engage in a fast-paced and intense duel because both are highly trained fighters. After a fierce battle, Alice successfully kills the samurai. Moments later, his men discover what happened. They immediately chase after her. Using her exceptional fighting skills, Alice defeats them one by one. Just then, two police cars block the road. To avoid capture, Alice jumps into a nearby river. She escapes safely and completes her first mission as an intelligence agent. After the successful operation, Alice officially graduates from the training program and begins working as a professional agent. She starts a new life under her new identity in a different home. One day, while riding an elevator, she meets Yoon, one of the intelligence agency officials assigned to keep an eye on her. Since they have never met face-to-face before, Alice does not recognize him. Yoon happens to live next door, so they frequently spend time together. As the days pass, the two gradually grow much closer and begin developing romantic feelings for each other. Just then, Alice suddenly receives a phone call from Min, her closest friend from the intelligence training program. Min asks Alice to help her complete her very first mission. Their objective is to steal important data from a gangster's phone. To get close to the target, they disguise themselves as prostitutes. Alice successfully copies the data from the gangster's phone while inside the restroom. However, the moment she walks out, she is shocked to discover that the gangsters already know what she has done. A fierce fight breaks out between them. Believing all the enemies have been defeated, Alice lowers her guard. Suddenly, one of the surviving gangsters launches a surprise attack and kills Min. Alice is devastated because she considered Min to be like her own sister. Overwhelmed with grief, she struggles to accept the loss. Yun comforts her and helps her regain her composure. Sometime later, Alice and Yun decide to get married. However, just before their wedding reception, Alice receives an urgent mission. She is ordered to eliminate a target using a sniper rifle from a restroom overlooking the area. Alice quickly assembles the rifle and lines up the shot. To her complete shock, the target appears to be Sang, the man she believed had died years ago. Unable to believe what she is seeing, Alice hesitates. Since she has not seen Sang for such a long time, she cannot be certain it is really him. Her hesitation causes her to miss the shot and the mission fails. Meanwhile, Sang and his team begin investigating the assassination attempt. They discover that the sniper's location was inside a venue where a wedding reception was taking place. Sang also learns that the bride looks remarkably similar to his former wife. Wanting to confirm his suspicion, he later attends one of Alice's stage performances. After seeing her in person, he begins to realize who she truly is. Following the performance, Alice and Yoon go out for dinner together. While Yoon steps away to use the restroom, Sang quietly approaches Alice's table. He originally intends to kill her in secret. At the last moment, however, he changes his mind. Instead, he simply tells Alice that he is a devoted fan before walking away. Even then, both of them continue pretending that they do not recognize each other. Meanwhile, Sang has secretly recorded a conversation between Yoon and his superior. The recording reveals that Yoon's marriage to Alice was never genuine. It was merely another assignment given to him by the agency. Sang decides to use this information as part of his own plan. On the other hand, Kwon learns that Alice has come into contact with Sang, the very target she was supposed to eliminate. She begins to suspect that there is a hidden connection between them. Alice denies everything and claims that Sang is simply an admirer of her work. She insists their meeting was nothing more than a coincidence. A few days later, Alice receives a bouquet of flowers from Sang, who continues pretending to be her fan. Hidden inside the bouquet is a flash drive along with his phone number. When Alice checks the flash drive, she discovers the recording of Yoon's conversation with his boss. The truth leaves her heartbroken. She realizes that her marriage was nothing more than part of a mission. Using the phone number, Alice secretly sends Sang a message. She warns him that a female assassin has been sent to kill him. Because of the warning, Sang is fully prepared when Alice's fellow agent arrives. The assassination attempt fails. Kwon immediately suspects that Alice leaked the mission details. She captures Alice for questioning. Before anything else can happen, a group of gangsters suddenly ambushes their vehicle. The attackers are actually Sang and his men, who have come to rescue Alice. Kwon manages to escape during the chaos. At last, Sang and Alice openly recognize each other. Sang then takes Alice with him and drives her safely home. As Alice is about to enter her apartment, a massive explosion suddenly tears through the building. She rushes toward the scene and discovers the heartbreaking truth. Yoon and her daughter Ava are found dead after apparently falling from the balcony. Alice is overwhelmed with grief and immediately suspects that Kwon is responsible. However, Kwon denies any involvement. She tells Alice that neither Yoon nor Ava was killed by her. To prove it, Kwon shows her security camera footage from the apartment. The recording reveals what really happened. When Yoon and Ava arrived home, Sang's men were already waiting for them. One of the attackers tells Yoon that Alice was supposed to die on the night she wiped out the gangsters. Sang had faked his own death as part of a larger plan to eliminate Alice. He believed she would be killed during the assault on the gang headquarters. Instead, Alice survived and defeated every enemy. Because of that unexpected outcome, Sang decided that Ava had to die instead. According to them, Ava was never supposed to exist. Yoon fights back against Sang's men with everything he has. Although he puts up a strong resistance, he is badly outnumbered. After regaining consciousness, he desperately tries to save himself and Ava. Sadly, he arrives too late. Alice finally realizes that Sang is the true mastermind behind everything. Consumed by rage, she storms Sang's headquarters alone. She fights her way through the building, taking down Sang's men one after another. Some of them were once her own comrades, but she refuses to hold back. After defeating countless enemies, Alice finally comes face to face with Sang. Before attacking him, she asks one question: "Did you ever truly love me?" Sang admits that he once loved her, but after killing her father, he believed he no longer had the right to love her. Alice is completely stunned by his confession. She finally learns that Sang is the real person who murdered her father. Blinded by anger, she challenges him to a fight to the death. The two engage in a brutal and exhausting battle. After both fighters begin losing their strength, Sang's men warn him that the police are on their way. He immediately decides to escape. Alice chases after the escaping bus and confronts Sang and his remaining men by herself. When she is pushed into a corner, she slashes the driver's arm. The out-of-control bus crashes and overturns. Sang survives the crash but is badly injured. Alice stands over him with the chance to end everything. For a brief moment, she hesitates because she once loved him. Then Sang lets out a familiar whistle. The sound instantly reminds Alice of the night her father was murdered. At that moment, all of her painful memories come rushing back. Unable to hold back any longer, Alice kills Sang sang once and for all. She slowly walks out of the wrecked bus. Police officers quickly surround the area. Even so, Alice smiles, knowing she has finally taken revenge on the man responsible for her father's, husband's, and daughter's deaths. With that, the movie comes to an end. If you want to watch another action-packed Korean movie recap, click the video on the left. Or, if you're in the mood for another intense Korean high school bullying drama, click the video on the right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next recap.